Is it, and I'm not even taking a side here, is it self-defense to strike another country that is threatening you? Is that in the rules of war, in the kind of way that we look at the doctrine of self-defense, is striking another sovereign country self-defense?
I mean, the frustrating answer is it depends. If like an attack is imminent, I think there's general agreement. Like if you know with certainty an enemy is about to attack you, then striking in advance is I think most people would concede that it's acceptable, it's just, it's probably the right move. But the line, of course, is when do you actually know that sort of thing? And when are you actually just sort of recklessly provoking wars with anyone you perceive as a threat? Or if you're elevating threats in your own mind and creating them where they wouldn't necessarily exist otherwise. And I think something that's influencing how people feel about this is, as we've mentioned, you can go all the way back. I think in 1992 or 1993 is the first time Netanyahu, I think he was just a member of the Knesset then, he said Iran was 3 to 5 years away from getting a nuclear weapon. And then about 3 years later, he said they're 1 to 2 years away from a nuclear weapon. And then he said, they're 6 months to a year. He was saying that around the time of the Iraq War. He was saying that during Obama's administration. He was saying that during Trump's first administration. We have literally been hearing about Iran's being close to a nuclear weapon as long as I have been alive. And I'm not 20. I'm over 30 here. And so they've been pushing this a long time, and that's going to color any claims like, oh, this time we're dead serious. They were about to build a nuclear bomb. I just remember in 2013, so much stuff. Oh, they're a few months away from having a nuclear bomb. And then even if they do, that doesn't equate to them actually using a nuclear bomb. So you'd have to go onto that level too. Pakistan has nuclear weapons. They're an Islamic country with an Islamic government, and that actually hasn't led to nuclear war. North Korea is an extremely loopy country. They have nuclear weapons. That is scary. I don't like that at all, but it hasn't led to a nuclear war. And so that's going to color how people react to this. I want to flag, because we have a few of these donations. Mauricio91 said, everyone agrees that war is bad. No one agrees on when war is necessary. I've got to disagree with that one. I think, I'm not sure Lindsey Graham agrees that war is bad. Yeah. I think some people think war is fun. War is exciting. War gives them that tingle down their leg that their life has meaning to it.
Yeah, you have to remember there's some people that explicitly go into politics because of war. That they love war so much that they go in. And again, there's some really great people who serve in our military who war is their whole life. They've lived it. It's been part of it. That's why they go in, is to use what they've learned to be helpful. And there's others that go in and that have made significant sums of money from the concept of war. And there's lots of people who love it.
If you're a homeowner, you need to listen to this. When's the last time you checked on your home title? That's the legal proof that you own your house. If you're like me, the answer is never. The problem is, in today's AI and cyber world, scammers are stealing home titles, and your equity is the target. Here's how it works. Criminals forge your signature on one document, use a fake notary stamp, pay a small fee with your county, and boom, your home title has been transferred out of your name. Then they take out loans using your equity, or even sell your property. You won't even know it's happened until you get a collection or a foreclosure notice. That's why you need to stop what you're doing and find out today if you're already a victim. Use my promo code Kirk at HometitleLock.com to make sure your title is still in your name. You'll also get a free title history report plus a free 14-day trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts to any changes, and if fraud should happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. Go to HometitleLock.com now. Use promo code Kirk. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code Kirk. And so I guess the question is, Jack, the escalatory response here, what could Iran do if they go all out to try to respond to Israel, and will they loop the United States or Saudi Arabia into that?
Well, yeah, Charlie, like I said, in any military scenario, your assessment, you want to usually create two, most likely and most dangerous. So I said earlier that the most likely course of action will be strikes on Israel's military, strikes on their the Air Force bases that conducted this attack. Again, attempted strikes. We'll see if Israel is able to counter that. And now, as we're learning more about these strikes on Iranian leadership, well, I'm sure that Iran's generals and the leaders of their the IRGC as well as the mullahs, they're probably going to be calling for strikes on Israeli leadership as well. To I would say, including the Knesset building itself, where Speaker Johnson is supposed to be speaking himself in just 10 days. That again depends on the level of this opening salvo and whether or not there are more waves of strikes planned. Fighters traveling Mach 2 would take about 45 minutes to reach Tehran from Tel Aviv. And so you need about 45 minutes to an hour between salvos. So we'll know pretty soon here, since the first round of strikes was about 1 hour ago. If there's another round of strikes taking place tonight, we'll know that pretty soon. It should be occurring. And so if they want to go further than that, of course, hitting Israeli energy infrastructure, hitting Israeli civilian targets, as well as potentially even threatening holy sites, of course, all could be on the table. Most dangerous scenario, of course, could be the shutting down of the Strait of Hormuz, which is a critical choke point at the end. I know people say it all the time, but just to explain it, that's a critical choke point. It is the mouth of the Persian Gulf. It is a very narrow strip of water through which 20% of the entire world's oil supply flows through on a daily basis. And so putting mines in the Strait of Hormuz or putting out these picket ships from the fast attack boats from the IRGC and the IRGC Navy could all be potential threats to that civilian merchant shipping and to those super tankers traveling through the Strait of Hormuz. This would, of course, roil energy markets and be used to be able to essentially hold hostage the entire world's economy.